We are delighted and very honoured to have as our opening speaker Mrs. Daphne Bergsma, who is currently Director of the European Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here in The Hague. Daphne Bergsma is a career diplomat who has beaten me and speaks 7 languages, of which Hebrew and Russian. I feel like a very small client with my 5. She has been posted in Berlin, in Sao Paulo, in Ho Chi Minh City, in Tokyo, and served as ambassador to the Slovak Republic. I would like to welcome you, Mrs. Bergsma, to officially open tonight's event.
So many of you here tonight, even there around the corner, I think some of you are seating. It is really a pleasure to be here at what is the 10th anniversary of the Women's Business Initiative International, and then especially on International Women's Day. And I gather that you were actually founded on the International Women's Day, or is this just a coincidence? Yes? Yeah, good. You gave yourself a very nice present on the International Women's Day. I'm happy to meet you and see such a diverse group of entrepreneurs and business women, with so many nationalities who have come together to learn, grow and succeed by empowering each other. You are all inspiring examples of participation of women in the private sector. I spend my days in the public sector, which is feeling the spirit here tonight and seeing and hearing your stories about your business. I must say that maybe sometimes the public sector is a bit dull, even though I find my job very interesting. Dealing with Europe nowadays is really a challenge, so in that sense it is not. But I can really feel the spirit here of you, all your activities, your creativity and your wish to succeed with your own business. As Director for Europe at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the former ambassador to the Slovak Republic, I have very fond memories of March 8. I spent most of my career in Europe, actually, notwithstanding Tokyo, Ho Chi Minh City and Sao Paulo. But I have very fond memories of the luncheons I would hosted in Bratislava during International Women's Day. And I remember that one day we were even able to invite the Prime Minister. For a short while, the Slovak Republic had a female Prime Minister. Unfortunately, she lasted only 1.5 years. But that was really always a very inspiring event. I would invite leading figures, leading females active in the Slovak Republic. Unfortunately, I must say that I was never able to attract such a big group of attendees for the luncheon, because unfortunately in Slovakia at the moment there is not yet such a big group of women active in this field. I hope one day it will be the case there as well. Also from my own experience, I very much realize how important networking is, also in the public sector, I can assure you. In the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, when I joined about 27 years ago, I think, half my lifetime almost, I was among the first women to join the Foreign Service, and I do remember that wherever, when you went somewhere, people would always say, a woman in the Foreign Service, how interesting. And then the next question would be, usually phrased in a more polite way, but it would be usually something like, and how long do you think you are going to last? And that was also an indication of that they still thought in the Netherlands, and those of you who have been living here for quite a while know, that let's say 20 years ago, in the Netherlands the culture was very much that the women would take care of the children. You could have your own career, but once the children were there, you were actually supposed to, well, retire, take care of the kids, and then maybe in a later phase return to your job. That has changed in the Netherlands, but still, I'm sure you will have noticed that the overall culture is not that welcoming to working women as, for instance, in the Nordics, a region that I think we could compare ourselves with. But back to entrepreneurs, I'm very happy to see here tonight a group of entrepreneurs from Macedonia, from Kosovo and Albania, countries I've visited regularly. And I know the enormous challenge you are facing, building up your country, and that I think is different from the women you will meet here tonight, it's different to work in this environment, in a country that has this economic development. You are really building up your society, and that I think is a great challenge to be able to contribute to. You are here on the part of the so-called PSD program, the private sector development program executed by the Netherlands Enterprise Agency. RVO is also called, it's probably the abbreviation you will recognize. And we in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because the RVO is working also on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, by inviting you, we are really contributing to enabling the business climate worldwide. The fact that you are here today shows the Dutch commitment to stimulate the empowerment of women around the globe. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs invests in women because doing so is both smart economics and smart business. Higher participation of women in the economy, entrepreneur or otherwise, contributes to sustained higher economic growth. Research has shown that companies with bigger diversity in management and in the workplace achieve better business and social results. Economic participation of women is seen as particularly suited to connect the agendas of aid and trade and to contribute to inclusive growth. Increased economic participation of women contributes to private sector development and economic growth and the well-being of women, their families and communities. Specifically, the Netherlands aims to increase the number, revenues and productivity of female entrepreneurs producers in low and middle income countries by solving bottlenecks like access to capital, knowledge, networks and unpaid care tasks. Gender equality is a cross-cutting priority throughout the Netherlands policy for foreign trade and development cooperation. It is implemented through standalone gender activities to enhance political and economic participation of women, combat violence against women, and enhance the role of women in peace and security. Furthermore, it focuses on integrating women's rights and gender equality in all policy domains, in particularly in the four priority areas of food security, water, and security and the rule of law. And Judy, you just mentioned that you are now trying to set up a project for refugees women. That I immediately thought, this is something I will have to tell my Minister for Trade and Aid, Mrs. Bloemen, because this is something she is very much interested in women and migration, women and refugees. So I will mention this to her. I'm not sure whether that will mean that there will be any follow-up, but I think she will be really, and Gertie, one of my staff members who's here with me tonight. This was really something I thought, that is a very good idea. The point might be for the minister to get really interested is that she is the Minister for Trade and Aid abroad, not in the Netherlands. But the idea as such, I found it very inspiring. But we could also think about this in other countries, along the Balkan route, for instance. Going back to female entrepreneurs, we stimulate female entrepreneurs to do business abroad, for example, by inviting them to participate in missions. Unfortunately, only 10% of the Netherlands entrepreneurs doing business abroad is female, only 10%. The Netherlands PSD program is also meant to stimulate international matchmaking and networking, as you can see with so many successful female entrepreneurs from Macedonia, Albania and Kosovo being present here tonight. In Kosovo, as well as in Macedonia and Albania, general attention to the empowerment of women is increasing. In 2015, the book Passion for Business was published, which contained the profiles of over 50 successful female entrepreneurs and managers from Kosovo, Macedonia and Albania. These women, along with our brilliant entrepreneurs, are strong and clear public examples of women empowerment. I would say, let's start creating a new international partnership tonight. I wish you a very inspiring and creative evening, and I hope you will all succeed with your business, with your dreams, either those of you here based in The Hague, or those of you based in Albania, Kosovo, and Macedonia. Thank you very much and have a very nice evening.